Hello again, and we're back with renewed vigour and hope to resolve certain issues. We have new tools in the armament. Not only that, it also appears that Derek, the motorcycle elf, is not dead and has arisen from the land of incommunicado. So the seat for the Ducati Monster is on its way, and he's going to be helping me with some other bits and pieces on the MV Augusta and probably the Yamaha. Not necessarily at this stage though. So let's get on with that anyway. The other good news is that Santa, the postman, is also alive and well, and today we got this. Yes, it's a female version of the easyout. I thought there had to be something like that. It's kind of designed for nuts and bolts rather than studs, but I'm hoping, having checked the girth, that the smallest one here, the 1/4 inch, is gonna do the trick. However, I'm not going to do that straight away and don't want to set myself up to fail. I'm going to give it another squirt of creepy oil and leave it overnight, and maybe attempt that tomorrow. Because the other things that have turned up are stickers, always a favourite, as you know. I won't be putting them on either because nothing's clean enough to be in a position to do that. More importantly, perhaps, the wheel bearing kit, replacement kit for the rear wheel. Much faster than anticipated. Probably not going to be doing that today either, just because I'm in the middle of noodling the noodles and I don't want to lose my train of thought, so I'm going to continue with that. Plus, in addition to noodling, I shall be googling how to remove and replace said wheel bearings. Am I excited by these? Oh, I think that's pushing it. Confused maybe? Anyway, very nice looking tools, very nice packaging, and I just opened up just to see whether they were going to fit, work, maybe, who knows. And the 5/16 might even fit over the shoulder part of those studs that have sheared off. So bigger the better to start with, and if necessary down to the 1/4 inch, and plenty of scope for future awkward nuts and bolts. Not sure what drawer to put them in, that's the only trouble. I haven't got anything labelled appropriately and no room left in any of those. So logistical nightmares of an ever-increasing tool armoury thing. I'll put them over here for now with the other lot that arrived the other day that I still found nowhere for. So yes, that train of thought that I was trying not to lose, and have been busy rambling on for the last 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes? Anyway, I have been doing a little YouTubing myself and discovered that all this stuff in here, all this pipe work, is indeed emissions and can be taken out and blocked off, thus freeing an enormous space for stuff to go in. Although we've got to be wary of the fact that we need airflow through these vents, as it were, intakes, to come and feed my new air filter. Well, air filters or air filter concoction. Anyway, half the problem is that all the videos I can find are only for later models of this bike and the process thereof. I've double checking with the parts guy to make sure that they will fit in 03, although it does say 2019 to 03, so I just want to make doubly sure. And yes, then I guess we'll have to kind of translate the videos that I have found and see if that works. Apparently it's a modification only for track use, which also equates to Arizona use, so that's fine. Any of you boys in California that were thinking you might want to buy the finished article, unlucky. You'll have to move to somewhere that doesn't care. There I go, off on a tangent again. So let's focus. Job for today is to facilitate at least the movement of the regulator to the front. This requires some fairly thick gauge wire, which we've got plenty of thanks to Matey Boy's key, and even if it's the wrong colour, for now at least, because what we need is, we need the negative one. Yes, negative captain. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of cutting and shutting, or melting, and I'll show you what the end result is. I am just going to show you this one just for shits and giggles, because I mean, really, how many connections? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need it that long. Oh no, wait a minute, I need it that long. Oh, hang on, I need it that long. Well, actually, you didn't need it that long, but I don't know what was going on here. Stage 1, very much shortened wiring to said key switch thing and earth, which, yeah. Spare recycling thicker gauge wire to be temporarily potentially used as experimental wiring for relocation of said regulator. And the other one disappears back into the big chunky loom that goes effectively into the ECU. That, I think that's it there, because it doesn't appear to come out anywhere else. So I guess that's the main power line to the ECU, and that's going to have to stay there. No worries. Alright, we're getting somewhere. We are noodling it. Anyone else getting peckish for a Chinese? So I've marked up the incredibly short, what I assume is an earth because it's a black wire, to the regulator, so I can cut it, and it appears to be even thicker gauge than the red wire, which is a little disconcerting. So temporary it will be what I hook up, because it might all explode. And I have to work out what gauge everything is, I guess. But yeah, these all seem the same gauge. This seems a little thicker, which it might be. Anyway, I'm going to chop it. So I wasn't really very happy with the idea of being left with, you know, minimal wireage on either side, because you need to leave yourself as much scope as possible. So I started peeling back this loom, but pretty much straight away that goes into another melding of at least 3 other wires, so I don't have much choice. Just going to have to be really careful about what I do in terms of chopping, joining in a temporary situation, so that each time I change my mind, replace something, whatever, I'm not losing scope. Did I say I was not going to bore you with the details and just show you the finished result? Well, I lied, because, I don't know, it might be interesting, it might be important to you. So, chop that, freeze all this up, yay. So, the white wires, as I think I established at another point, go down to a fitting round about there somewhere on the block. But, you know, here we are. White wires can go either way. We're right up here with the regulator. Red wire has only got to get to here, and the black wire has still got to go all the way back. So I think what I'm going to do is strip that and see if I can work out what gauge that is. So, just as an FYI, the black was a 10 gauge and the red and the whites are 12 gauge, and we're not talking model railways. Mikey. We have achieved what we wanted to achieve. Potentially rerouting, repositioning the regulator, although we haven't worked out where yet. Well, I might start just ripping this stuff out. I can always put it back if I have to. That will give me a better idea about where it might go. Stay tuned for how to block off your pairs system, or ruin it completely, or end up in big trouble. Anyway, don't have to wait, because apparently it's dinner time. Is that right, Monkey? waiting patiently. Just wait till the rest of the pussy arrives. Meet Mr. Bing Bing, who's not quite so quiet as everyone else about dinner time. Yes, I know. And Mr. Simps, who you already know. And there's the Princess Dee Dee Cat, who is failing to show at the moment. She has her own special dining area. Anyway, back to the task in hand after #cat video. Hopefully I'll get 1 million new subscribers. Probably not. So under here are these plates where this plate here and on the other side same, and that's the block off plates that you fit that enables you to get rid of all this shit and that which went into the airbox. I'm not sure about these though. Not sure about those went into the airbox too. Anyway, having got rid of all that shit, I shall also be getting rid of the shitty mount that it's on, because that won't support anything, but it will give me a bolt hole in addition to maybe that bolt hole, nothing else, to potentially put some kind of tray in there. I might even put the bottom of the airbox in there. You never know. I mean, it fits, right? So these come off real easy, just a pair of pliers, pull that, and then I can't do this one-handed, but then pull the pipe off. Nice little clips. Here's the clip, like that. Yeah, get the pliers on either end, squeeze them together, opens them up, lovely jubbly. Which apparently, according to the videos I've watched, actually results in the bike kind of backfiring and coughing and spluttering, and it's a bit like burping, I guess. You know, if you're regurgitating stuff back into your system, it's never good, is it? So these come off real easy, just a pair of pliers, pull that, and then I can't do this one-handed, but then pull the pipe off. Nice little clips. Here's the clip, like that. Yeah, get the pliers on either end, squeeze them together, opens them up, lovely jubbly. All free and clear at the bottom, and then just pulls off this mount, I think. All free and clear and dangling, bar some electrics, which everyone failed to mention. That's probably going to throw some warning lights. Yeah, okay. Anyway, gonna save all this pipe work because it's in quite good nick, and the clips themselves, and throw away that because I don't think anyone will want that, and maybe I'll put it on eBay. I don't know. Maybe there's a Californian out there who wants to reverse engineer the reverse engineering in the first place. Look at all that lovely space. That ECU could go up there because it could, probably. So there's all that. But actually, you know, this goes to the battery, so I'd have to reconfigure all that, which would be complicated. And what else? Yeah, fuel tank, that works. Backlights, upside down sensor, doesn't matter where that goes. Maybe time to consider things. Meantime, on a much less tedious and more exciting and interesting and wow, look at that kind of mode, I'm going to have a look at drawing up a template for the cover for all that shit. It's covering up cack time. The first stage of this involves trying to feed a thin sheet of cardboard down inside here. Unfortunately, it has to go behind what I want to screw it into, over those, and then down to the bottom, which is fun, I can tell you. Got there in the end, to a point where it's going to be useful. So I'm obviously going to run a pen around the perimeter. Obviously, I'm going to allow myself a little bit extra when I cut, and then just shave bits off to make it fit. Always cut large and shave. So that's our starting point, and I need a little bit more over here, obviously. So I'm going to cut that out and then draw it up over there and give myself a little extra space, like I said. Then I'll map it onto the metal that I'm going to use, which unsurprisingly is my very favourite. Yes, I'm going to use this if I can, because I don't think I'm going to need it for the Ducati. I haven't got the seat back yet, but it's imminent, and I don't think I'm going to need this for that. I might have some other stuff kicking around, I don't know. Focus, and back on the job in hand, and just offering up that initial template. That kind of works. Might need a little bit extra along that top edge. Obviously need some extra there where I drew the arrow, where I knew I'd need some extra. And down here I probably need a little less, honestly, because I guess that was all kind of tucked up, and yeah. Okay, so stage one. Stage two, mapping that out onto the same piece of cardboard, because I am environmentally friendly when I can be. So yeah, I've folded that back so I could draw a shallower line. I've extended that bit, I've left that as it was. Let's cut that out. So I know that looks kind of sketchy from a sketch point of view. I think I've got enough information on there to start cutting the metal piece out. And just in case I need that Ducati seat back thing, I doubt it, but I had this other piece kicking around, so I shall use that. Oh, that'll be the exhaust pipe. Doesn't hurt much. Luckily I have my steel toe cap kung fu slippers on. Yes, slippers, David, slippers. Stage one of the cut with the tin snips, and offering it up just to see what that looks like. Using that straight edge up the top because that's nice. So that's all good. That corner looks good. Need to start shaving it there, and actually I'm outside the line I drew. So start shaving that off probably on the wheel, just gently, and then yeah, we're going to need to do the same this edge, and that corner needs to be smoothed off nicely too. So that edge is going to need to be shaved as well. Let's fire up. It's not normally this noisy unless you put it on top of a big hollow sound box. Yeah, not the smartest place to mount it. And that's about it. Ready to go. Whether I paint it yellow or black or leave it as it is, I don't know yet. What I didn't do this time, which I normally do and I should have done, is work out where the holes are compared to the mounts. So of course I've got to drill a hole or through there, which will then require a washer, but this time around, and actually that bit needs a little bit of finagling up the top there. Yeah, that needs smoothing out. But yeah, so I'm going to need to yeah, right in the middle. Yeah, stupid, because there's loads of holes, right? So you shouldn't be needing to drill holes. But in general, I think you'll agree, it looks quite good. Final adjustments just to get rid of all the pink, basically. Just marked it up with a little pink marker. And I guess once I've done this, I'm going to have to duplicate it on the other side. Don't need to, but I guess from an aesthetic point of view, it would be appropriate. Anyway, now I'm going to clean up the bench, because the idea of getting a big bench was not to fill it up with more clutter, which is seemingly what's happened. So I need to get rid of some of this stuff. Because this little bench that I managed to survive with for so long is also cluttered. Yeah, need to tidy that up too. But it is little things like that that just keep your workshop in order. Every time I take something out of this Stanley box, I fit them down, because if that falls over and I have to spend 20 minutes putting everything back in its little slot, it's a pain in the arse, right? So just every time, Just check, check, check. So today's paint day, except it's not paint day because it's raining. Yes, it does rain in the desert. Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. And yeah, I found this. I went to O'Reilly's and I found this flame proof, very high temperatures. Yes, 2000 degrees. And it's even got a picture of an exhaust on there, so that should be good. Proper paint, screaming yellow. Won't be needing that for a while. And some more just engine paint, yellow. And while I was there, I found a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch adapter for the impact driver and of course any other sockets. I found some 10 gauge wire and a stud extractor specifically for the purpose. So if my easy outs don't work, I shall be using less gentle persuasion. So I think it's time to man up and try and get one of these studs out and see what happens. Starting gently with a 3/8 ratchet and the 5/16, the 8mm. We'll try that, and if that doesn't get a grip, then we'll move on to the 1/4 inch. I nearly forgot, I ordered my blanking plates today, my block off plates for the emissions bullshit, so they'll be on the way. I've decided if I'm gonna have to produce another one of these for the other side, I might as well do this one properly and get the holes in the right place. So I shall be using this as a template and maybe a lens for a large pair of strange sunglasses. Yes, you're quite right, these are all delay tactics. I still don't want to tackle those studs because I'm just anticipating defeat. However, my confidence is now boosted with all this in my armory. There it is, rain in the desert, and when it rains in the desert it doesn't muck about. There will be flooding, not least of all in our kitchen because the roof hasn't been fixed yet. Getting through the armory fairly quickly without any results, resorting to the big gun. Yes, thunder. Despite the fact it's nice and cool outside now because it's raining, I have built up quite a sweat. There was a reassuring cracking sound like you get when a thread finally lets go of its grip. Starts to unwind. I got quite excited. Yes, can you see anything wrong? Yes, that was the cracking sound. That's splitting off. So at this point I'm a little bit of a loss as to what to do next. Ooh, more thunder. Well, obviously there's plenty to do other than that. I don't know what to do next in terms of getting those studs out. There's plenty of things I need to do next, so I shall be getting on with those in the next episode, when hopefully it'll stop raining, except it won't because it will be the same day. So yes, I shall be tackling the wheel bearings because they arrived, as you know, and I've been watching my YouTube buddy Del Boy's Garage. Really helpful guy, explains why he's doing stuff as well as what he's doing. I can't begin to equate that, so I shall be doing that anyway. And the sprockets, so sprockets and bearings. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks especially to all you guys in the UK who sent us some rain. We needed it badly. And if you haven't already, do subscribe and encourage others to watch my lunacy.